From the studios of KENW on the campus of Eastern New Mexico University, it's You Should Know, featuring the people and events of Eastern New Mexico and West Texas.
Welcome to You Should Know. I'm your host, Evelyn Ledbetter, and today I have the pleasure of having Mike Cohn with us as our guest, and he is a long-time community member, I think lifetime, but also a member of the Roosevelt County Fair Board. So Mike, thanks for coming in today.
Absolutely, Evelyn. Hey, guess what?
What?
It's fair time.
It's fair time.
It's fair time.
It is. Can't
believe it, but it is here just
I know.
about.
Yeah. So I thought, boy, this is a great opportunity to kind of talk about what's happening in Roosevelt County. I know they're going to start happening in all the other different counties as well.
Absolutely.
But it's a big deal.
It is. Different counties have different size fairs. I think, Eddy County and Chavez County has already come and gone. This next week is Lee County, Curry County is coming up, Quay County, Lincoln County, all of them there.
Right.
Here in the next 2-3 weeks are all happening. And we're always kind of the latter one of the county fairs that happen.
I grew up long enough ago that you didn't communicate much with your classmates or things. When you were out of school, you were out of school.
Yeah.
And going to the fair was the first time you had saw your buddies, and you got together and caught up for the summer. So life is different, but it's still exciting.
It is. It's real exciting, and I mean we got a week full of things that's going to happen out there, and so it's we're geared up. We're excited. We're anticipating everything going off without a hitch.
Sure.
But there's still those issues that we'll have to deal with here and there throughout the week. But
for sure. Well, tell me a little bit about your background here in the county. I know you did grow up here. I
did grow up here. I think my parents moved back here whenever I was 2. I wasn't actually born here, but moved back here, and I've been here ever since then, with the exception of the years I've gone to college. So, but I farm, I ranch in the community, and am an extremely agriculture-based person. And I believe that is the roots and the foundation of our community, has been, and I believe it always will be. Not that we don't have other great things that are part of our community, such as the university, such as military installations and so forth. I think those are super great additions.
Yeah, if you add a little bit of everything, and I know you've been involved and still serve on a lot of boards and volunteer and probably stretch hard enough just to have time to farm. may be hard.
I've kind of joked that it's due to the rain this year, it's been a very busy summer and so forth. And I've told people, I said, I've been about as poor of a board member on the different boards I've been the last 2 months. And someone said, yeah, but you got to make a living every once in a while. And I said, yeah, we do.
That real job got in the way of volunteering. Yeah. Well, and you alluded to the fact of agriculture has been the backbone of Roosevelt County.
Yes.
And the fair, that truly was the beginning, wasn't it?
It was, absolutely. It was all about agriculture.
Mm-hmm.
When it very first started, people would bring their samples of different crops and animals and so forth to compete against each other, and the best of the county would come together. And I believe we have one of the oldest and longest running county fairs in the state of New Mexico. I believe started in 1906, a few years ago. So we're 100 plus years old. And it's just, I can't imagine, I think they had a little pause there during the war, but, other than that, I think they got their permanent, whenever they first started, they rotated different communities. Like they go to Causey and go to Rogers and go to Elida, throughout the different years. And then they kind of centralized and came in Portales in the 20s, I believe it was.
With it being the seat of the county,
county
seat,
so.
maybe?
I believe so.
Well, and I had even read that they used to have it at places like the city park.
Yeah.
And just real simple and...
Simple one-day deals, and then it turned into a 3-day event. Mm-hmm. And I think, was it right after the war, I read a deal where they had 10,000 people in attendance. And they just couldn't believe they had that many people in one place in the state of New Mexico.
Is that not amazing?
It is.
I mean, that's a draw, but again, the communication, people didn't get together near like they do and communicate now. So that was your chance to see people.
It was. My wife told me an interesting thing the other day. I thought, a story, I assume it's true, but the source she got it from, but the courthouse here in Portales, the original courthouse burned down in the 20s. And then they rebuilt the existing one in the 30s. And from what I understand is the actual brick or the blocks that the pig barn is built out of is part of the old courthouse.
Of after it burnt?
After it burned.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I know
said, that's kind of cool.
Well, I know I've seen pictures of the old courthouse, and there's several buildings around town that have that bigger size block.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Repurpose it.
They did in those days, didn't they?
They did. Well, in the 30s, you know, when they finally got the fairgrounds, I guess, probably anything they could get for free.
Yes, absolutely.
So, well, and tell us a little, what makes is there something about our fair that's unique or different from others?
We've worked
for
real
previous
hard.
years.
Yeah, excuse me.
Sorry.
We've worked real hard to maintain the family atmosphere at our fair. Not just turn it into some big spectacular hoorah type of thing, but to maintain the family, the agriculture background, but yet keep it family oriented. And I think most things that go on with the, some of the concerts at night are going to be for the younger crowd, but a lot of the different things that happen out there are extremely family oriented. And, I think we strive real hard. People have approached us and said, well, here's an opportunity for you to make more money, and yes, we have to make some money because we have to put the fair on again next year. We got to have a little cash to do that. But we're not out to just rake it in. And we feel like that we need to put on an event that is agriculture based and is great for our community. We're here to help the community. Put on an event that's good for the community, not just try to go make a bunch of money off something. That's not our goal and not our intention.
Well, I'm sure you have to have money set aside. You have to make enough this year to cover the cost plus prepay. I'm going to guess the carnival and things like that you book far in advance. Far in advance.
We have contracts with Carnival usually for 3 to 5 years. I believe this is the last year on the contract with this existing Carnival we have, and so we'll go to a different one, I believe, next year. So entertainers, we're already looking and booking some entertainers for the 26th
For the next year.
I mean, we have a great committee and a great person in charge of that, does a fabulous job, and we'll talk about some of those here in a minute. I'm quite sure that some of the people that are coming in, it's fabulous.
Yeah, it is. It is a big deal, a big draw. Yeah. And then, of course, a side bonus of that is businesses benefit from this as well.
They do.
If you're in the livestock, you're going to go down to the different stores and buy some different things that you don't have, and feed and lodging, groceries and different things like that.
Absolutely. We, it goes back to the community, and we think it needs to be about the community and not just about a particular avenue or aspect. And so that's what we kind of work towards. We, I think it's a really cool deal. Our secretary that helps us out, she said that she has had more emails and more phone calls from different businesses, different people this year wanting to put a booth in, wanting to be involved with the fair than we've had since pre-corona. So, I think a lot of people are finally coming out of that, and we don't have enough room for everybody that wants to come and wants to set things up. We're kind of landlocked, and we have a hard time expanding on some things, but that's not all bad either.
Well, the dates of the fair, if I have this right, August 19th through the 24th.
Yes, that Tuesday through Sunday.
Okay,
correct.
So that's the kickoff date on Tuesday.
Tuesday at 3 o'clock, the fair officially opens.
Okay, and you'll have people in, and the Merchants Building, if people aren't familiar, will you tell us a little about that?
The Merchants Building is the chamber handles all the booths in the Merchants Building, Chamber of Commerce, and Quaylene and her crew's in charge of all that and take care of it. I believe it for sure is open come Wednesday. It and the Home Arts Building, a bunch of those open on Wednesday. Basically Tuesday, the only thing going, we have a livestock show that evening, and that's really the main thing on Tuesday night. Wednesday's whenever the fair truly kicks off.
So when they're the Home Arts Building and things like that, that's where they have the vegetables and the flowers and all the things that the kids and adults of the crafts, or it may not just be crafts, woodworking and some really pretty phenomenal.
The canning, the baking, the crafts, the woodworking, the Yeah, I walk through that building and look at some of that, and I'm like, I kind of get jealous in a way, Evelyn. I'm like, wow, I wish I could do some of that, you know. But
So literally, is Tuesday the day when people are doing a lot of their entries?
Monday is entry day.
Okay.
Everything comes in on Monday, and so all those entries for all those in the 4-H building, in the Home Arts building, booths are set up in the Merchants Building on Monday.
So 18th will be the entry day. Can people? It's still open. People could just show up and enter their stuff on that date.
On in those buildings. Livestock entries are due by this Friday. Is the final day for livestock entries. So and they can do those online. Their ag teachers, 4-H agents should have them well informed as to when those have to be done by. So, but with the exception of livestock entries, everything else is done on that Monday.
Okay. Well, talk to us a little. The livestock's a big deal, and I know it's a big draw.
It is.
People that didn't grow up around ag, they take their kids, they see the animals. They may have never been that close to a cow or a pig.
That's true.
So you said it started basically people were competing to have the best of something, but that's a long process. They don't just go out to their pasture and grab a cow.
That is true. It is it's very close to my heart. I was raised in that community. I raised my kids in that community, and I think it's an outstanding place for kids to be involved. And, you know, there's different things that get taught, you know, through different things that we're involved with in life. And through these livestock programs, I think these kids, number one, learn responsibility.
So they're taking an animal from basically the time it's born or not very old.
And the cattle side of things, they have those. They'll get those like in October for next year.
For the next year.
The smaller smaller species, they get those usually in the spring, March and April time frame. So I mean, yeah, it's not just we got them last week and brought them to the fair. I mean, they've been working all summer. They're on the cattle end of it all winter and spring and the summer, and lots of hours get spent.
So when you have a kiddo that's responsible for working with that animal, feeding, grooming, training, because they literally, the Livestock Show, I mean, they've competed, right, all through the week?
Yeah. You know, each species has its different day. I believe, like I said, Tuesday, I think, is the swine show, and then we get into Wednesday. We have the goat and the lamb show on Wednesday, and then Thursday is the dairy heifer show, and then that evening winds up with the beef show, you know, the breeding beef and the market beef show. So, I mean, we have livestock shows going on throughout the week at different times of the day. And these kids, you know, I talked about the responsibility it teaches them. There's something else I think it really teaches them that I think we need to really hone in on this, and that's work ethic. These kids learn how to work, because if they don't work and they don't work right and they don't put enough work into it, they usually aren't very successful.
And most of us like to be, we like the bragging rights of being at the top of the game. You don't want to look bad and everybody else come in with something scroungy.
And it is a fantastic, you know, group of kids, and you know, and we end the week on with the livestock endos is Friday evening at 6:00, the junior livestock sale.
And tell me what that is exactly.
Okay, usually we'll have 50 to 55 exhibitors that qualified for the sale, and how they qualify is how they placed in their respective shows. So the top end is usually what winds up in the sale, in the junior livestock sale, and they bring their animals to an auction, and they are for sale. And so it is, you know, people come and they support these young people, because the way I always look at it is, and the way I approach it is, I tell people, I say, we got young kids that are doing good things. Let's go reward them. Yeah. Let's give them a little reward. Let's, you know. An incentive to work hard. Incentive to keep going, you know. And a lot of these kids will use that money to either reinvest for next year's project to continue on. A lot of them, it's used for college. It's their college scholarship money is what it boils down to. So, you know, these animals are bringing more at the junior livestock sale than market price, and which is great, because we're patting those kids on the back.
You're supporting the kids. It's more of a contribution than it is.
It is, absolutely. You know, we're using animals to raise kids, and I don't see a problem at all in that, personally. And it is a great program. It's a place that we can go and support those kids, give them some money to continue with their projects, some money to continue in their life.
Sure.
as they move on to college or whatever their aspirations might be.
And it's literally an auction, right?
It is
a
an
sale.
auction. It is.
So that's open to
Anybody.
Bring your checkbook.
Absolutely.
And
We'll take your money, Evelyn. Just come on out there.
We usually do. We've done this in the past and done an add-on. So
Yeah.
because the cost is pretty high to buy one animal.
It can.
But you just give so much a pound or however you want to do that,
Yeah.
right?
We sell them by the head.
Okay.
But yes, to buy one all by yourself it can
Right.
get pricey. But there are several buyers groups that have
Yeah.
been put together, and you can contact me personally. I can get you in with whichever buyers group you want if you want to go that way, or if there's a particular kid you say, hey, I want to add $100 onto their deal. We have that avenue too, where they
and
can
then
just
spread it.
or you can do it just to an individual kid.
Oh, okay.
You can do an add-on to
Just one purchase.
just one person. Or if you got a half dozen kids that and you just want to give them, if they're in the sale. Now, if they aren't in the sale, then we don't have control over that.
Sure.
But if you want to be part of a buyer's group, that's great, because there's a lot of people that do that go that route, because they might not have the $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, to spend, but maybe they have 500,
Right.
That they
Or
want to put in, or 100,
or 50.
or 50,
It adds up.
whatever. It does.
And the carnival, what dates do the carnivals?
The carnival starts up that Wednesday, the 20th.
Okay.
Okay, and it will run that Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Oh, does it?
Yes.
And I know they have a special one, or usually they have an armband night where it's a certain...
Every night.
Every night.
I believe
Okay.
$35
And you
armband
can
per
ride
night.
anything as many times as you can get on there.
As long as your stomach can handle it, you can keep going, I guess.
Well, talking about stomach, that's a big part too, is the fair foods.
Oh, yes. Fried food. I mean, if they can fry it or put sugar on it, it's going to be there. I tell you what. There's all kinds of food vendors there all calorie free, of course.
Of course, right.
Yeah.
It doesn't count if you eat it at the fair.
Yeah, that's right. There you go. But yes, I believe, there'll be 15 to 20 different food vendors there. And then plus the carnival itself has a few food booths themselves. So yes, quite the variety of food.
Well, cool. And then let's bounce back into our entertainment for this year.
Pretty big.
Okay.
Pretty big. Let's start on Wednesday. Wednesday night's the first night there will be any entertainment. And one of our local churches, starting at 6 o'clock that evening on the slab on the Murray Jeffrey stage, will be playing some praise and worship music from 6 to 8. So got a little God going on, which I think is a good thing. Come along Thursday night, starting at 6, Uncle Mike's, he has his open mic studio over there. He is coming in and having a variety show.
Oh, that's fun.
Have some different bands and so forth that'll get up there and play different things. And along in there about 6:30, the Dance Studio Extreme, they're going to have some performances on the slab. She's going to bring some of her dance students out there and do some of their dance routines that they work on down there. So Thursday night, that's kind of some local stuff and so forth. Get into Friday and Saturday and Sunday, and then we start getting into the bigger entertainers. Friday night, we have Matt Palmer, I believe, supposed to start at 8, and at 10 o'clock is Jay Cooker and the Outsiders. So some good entertainment there, some well-known people that have been around, come and gone, have been here before, some have, but are coming in. And then Saturday night. Saturday's going to be a big night. We have 3 different entertainers going to be there Saturday night. Starting at about 5 o'clock, the Pony Creek Trio will be
a local
there.
Group.
They are going to play until the opening act for one of them later starts at 8, which Tyce Delk is going to be on stage at 8 o'clock. I believe Tyce has just released a single on TikTok.
How cool.
Big on TikTok, and I mean, I'm not smart enough to get on some of that, so I don't know how it all works. But Tyce is a great young man and going to do a lot of great things in his life. And so excited to see him open for our main event that night, which will start at 10 o'clock, that part of the concert, and that's Hudson Westbrook.
And he's up and coming.
He is very up and coming and very big, and we're expecting, I mean, we have received phone calls, people wanting to buy gate passes early and things of this nature, and we're, wanting to buy VIP passes and backstage passes, and we're like, well,
We're not that.
We're not that. And, we are a country county fair, and we're very fortunate to get him here. Something we've had to do, a little extra expense. The stage on the slab is not quite big enough to handle some of these, and so we have had to rent another stage that will be set up in a different location. They're in the middle part of the fairgrounds that, is much larger and can handle a bigger band, more lights, more everything, about it. So.
And it's the same cost. You get the concerts for free, right?
Everything.
With your entry.
Yep.
And the entry is how much?
For adults is $10. For children, which I believe is 5 to 11, I can't remember the exact on the top end. 5 to 11 or 12 is kids, and that's $5. And then any kid under 5 is free.
Is there a day that's cheaper?
Yes.
If somebody wants to go to the fair?
On Wednesday.
Okay.
We used to call it half price day, but it's discounted day. So what it boils down to is adults are $5, and then kids are $3. And then seniors also go off the kid prices on either day, on any and all those days. So, yeah, $10 gets you in the gate.
And that gets you to everything except for the prices of the carnival rides.
Carnival and the food and all that's extra, but that gets you in the gate.
It gets you where you can see everything out there and everything happening in any of those events.
Any and everything. The gates open on every day, weekdays. Gates open at 3:00. I mean, you can come out there beforehand. Mm-hmm. If these livestock shows are going on earlier than that, you can be out there at no cost.
Okay.
They don't start taking money at the gate till 3:00 in the afternoon.
Because it's pretty dead out there every day.
It can be. But Saturday morning, it starts up at 8:00 there, because we have all the little kid events going on Saturday mornings.
And that's always a big draw.
Oh, yeah.
I remember stick horse races and all kinds of stuff when mine were young.
Yeah.
So.
No, it's, it's overwhelming, Some of the other, you mentioned the stick horse race and some of the other events that are going on,
Is there a place where people can find out? I know you've got a flyer that's being posted around town that has the events, but also there's probably you've brought a list of how can they find out?
Our email address is fair@rooseveltcounty.com. The website, of course, www.rooseveltcounty.com. Our fair cell phone, 575-218-5529. Or you can follow us on Facebook or Instagram.
Okay.
We got a gentleman that's taking care of that and doing a fabulous job. So, there's, all the extra events going on. Tuesday night got the bandana race with the pig show. And, don't forget, here you go back to the stomach and the food. Wednesday morning, pork chop breakfast.
Oh, that's right.
6:00. Right. So if you want to buy tickets, I believe it's $12 a plate for that. Goes straight to the county 4-H program.
Great.
They're the ones that host that and put that on. If you want to pre-buy some tickets, you can get a hold of them at the extension office.
And that's a great breakfast. We usually try to hit that.
It is.
Parking, is that?
Parking. That is always kind of an issue we've drawn in lately. As we get bigger and bigger entertainment, parking is an issue because we are kind of landlocked there. By the graces of Hampton Farms, they have opened up some of their lots over there.
Great.
So as you come across the tracks, there should be some signage that would point you to the right that you can go parkable in one of their lots. The main gate for the fair has actually been moved over to the gate off Boston, over on the west side.
Oh, okay.
Is the actual main gate to
back
get into the fair.
Like it was
years back.
Yes.
Now you do still get in there by the extension office. There is still a gate there. Mm-hmm. We have visited with Wade Rudder, the gentleman that owned the Big Valley, mm-hmm. and he still owns that facility and has graciously allowed us to be able to use his parking lot as overflow parking for the fair. A little bit of a walk there, but yeah, last year we had some people parking on the train tracks and different things like that. We had some issues last year.
When I went to leave, the sheriff or the tow trucks were out there towing because people had parked where they were making where people couldn't get out. And we're wrapping up, but I know you're offering golf carts this time too for helping on rides for people.
If you have an issue and you need help, getting in and out and so forth, we will have a golf cart. We have civic groups and church groups that have volunteered this year to drive that golf cart. Call the fair sale office, the fair office, to preset, you can set that up, and we can have a golf cart to give you a ride to and from your car, from the gate inside. Don't hesitate. I mean, we don't need anybody to overextend themselves.
No. So that'll be going backwards and forth,
Yes.
and that helps a ton.
And it'll just be out there just kind of cruising around the ground. So if you're there and you need a ride, we'll just flag them down.
Okay.
No cost.
And again, dates, August 19th
through the 24th. The 24th is Hispanic Day.
Oh.
The carnival will be open, and a couple, 3 different Hispanic bands that is big draw for that community.
So get online and look it up. There's a fair book that's available at the
Yes.
Extension office, right? If people are doing entries and
the
things
fair
like
book
that.
is online too. If you go on the website, the fair book's there too.
Okay, well, great. Well, Mike, we appreciate you bringing all the information to us and being here with us.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Look forward to. Thank you for all of your hard work and everybody that works on this.
It takes. We figured up the other night. It probably takes close to 80 to 100 people
Well, thanks so
to
much.
volunteer their time.
And to all of you watching today, thank you, and we will see you back next week. Cheers.